Welcome, everyone. This is Yankee and the Brit coming to you with another episode. This one is going to be clickbait, alternative facts, and fake news. I'm here with my
Or maybe it
co-host.
isn't. Or maybe it isn't.
Yeah, we don't know. We won't know, especially on this. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Nick the Brit. How you doing today, sir?
Not too bad, actually.
Not too
Not
bad.
too bad for a Monday.
I won't get into that one.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and jump right in.
Right.
Clickbait.
Basically, with the saturation of news media these days, TV, newspapers, websites, social media articles, it's become extremely competitive, much more than it was because there used to be a monopoly on information. You had your news channel and you had your newspapers. So outlets have to turn to what we now call clickbait, which is misleading and triggering article titles and descriptions that cause offense or at least some form of polarization in the reader's eyes. Obviously, writers are nowadays, when it comes to like social media articles, are being paid by views and paid by word counts. So writing a non-biased, factual article does not get the sort of traffic that the writers make them financially successful. Even if the quality of their work is, let's be tactful, compromised,
Yeah.
then at least their bank balance is going up.
Yeah, the credibility of their website also goes down too. But if you're good enough at, clickbaiting, you'll still get those clicks. You'll still get those visits. Numbers will still be there.
They're willing to compromise for that. That's, if your bank balance is going up. But that's the other thing is they're actually probably getting pressure from the people that are employing them. So, if the CNN, Fox, whatever, if you were to give them some factual based piece, it's probably not that big an incentive to put it out there.
No, yeah, you need to make it juicy for the people. Speaking of juicy, I have one here that was one of my favorites that I've seen. This is an actual clickbait article that I didn't fall for, allegedly. Baby ducks see water for the first time. You won't believe what they do next. Nick, what did you think they did next?
Well, as you haven't seen it, you obviously don't know. So we can go through all kinds of guessing here. So I'm going to say they got in the water.
I almost thinking bikini car wash, but I think yours is better.
I was going to go for a few random things, and then I thought, no, I'm just going to hit it straight in with the big dog.
But yeah, that is a typical example of clickbait and the ridiculous shit that they come out with now.
The one that really frustrates me, and it's the one I've seen for years, still pops up on my Facebook, is there's a picture of a guy and a girl with microphones in front of them, and the title is always his reaction when she starts singing. These people are a duet. They've sung together possibly hundreds of times, practiced together. He doesn't react. She starts singing and he's thinking about his next line.
Yeah.
Why the hell would he react to the person that he's been duetting with and practicing with all this time?
Yeah. At one point in my life, I was a musician. I played in a band. I never got crazy when my bandmates did what they were supposed to do. Part of the show.
It's amazing because I've been in a band. I've been on stage before, and as soon as the guy next to me starts playing, I lose all concentration. I can't because I just wasn't expecting it. It takes me by such shock. Like,
You just start crying, right?
As if it was someone I'd never met before.
Do you do the face fanning hands though?
Just as I'm passing out, yeah.
Yeah. So then I guess it's not so clickbaity then, because I kind of want to see that reaction.
In fairness, if you said his reaction in that video, then yeah, it probably would be a very good one.
Yeah. But these people, it gets results. A lot of times, I believe it's something around 6 out of 10 people will share news articles without even looking into them.
Yeah, because of the title.
Just because of the title. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're good enough, creative enough to make a title that will hook them in. I mean, this is like creative writing 101 right here. They always tell you in the beginning, you need a hook. You need to hook them right away.
Yeah.
Then get to the boring shit in the middle, climactic ending, But now it's just all in the title, and then you can have dog shit in the article because more times than not, they're not going to read it.
The first 2,600 paragraphs anyway are usually like filler. Let's set the scene into why this is, and then you scroll down, it's the bottom paragraph is the only bit with any information in.
Yeah.
And usually it's saying completely the opposite to what the article title actually said. If sometimes it can be completely irrelevant, it can be a whole effectively separate subject. But as long as they get that triggering headline in there, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the content of your article is.
Not at all. No. No. And that's, in a nutshell, that's clickbait for you. So I wanted to start trying. I thought it would be fun to create our own clickbait articles, maybe send them out on the Yankee and the Brit Facebook page and stuff like that. Like Nick and John get on Zoom. You would not believe what happens next. You know, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Who'd have thought they'd have started doing this?
Yeah, exactly.
What he does next will surprise you.
Yes. One that always really pissed me off. I think it was at the height of clickbait. Maybe not the height, maybe toward the start, because I remember thinking how ridiculous this seemed. And it's one of those, you know, like a woman comes out a bar, you wouldn't believe what happened next. What happens next? Click on this. And people would just share it and share it and share it. And then there was always that one hero that's in the comments that would go through it and then put what happened. Hey, saved you 10 clicks. He fell, you know.
Yeah.
Like a round of applause for that guy.
Super. They are. Yes, that guy is a hero. He deserves all the plaudits because he's the real article writer here.
Yeah, but I guess I ignore them. I try to ignore them now, but they used to make me so fucking angry.
Yeah. So, and I have to, because I've reached the point now where I've actually deleted pretty much or unfollowed pretty much all of the major pages which I used to follow, because like there's like Unilad and Lad Bible and stuff like those.
Mm-hmm.
It's just constant, and I just got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm sick of this. The only reason I kept following them was basically because I wasn't getting news anywhere else, and I wasn't getting any information anywhere else. And I'm not really big on the news. I don't particularly like watching it. But so I thought I was going to go out and find a legitimate news site which is unbiased and not too clickbaity. But so I found one that's called The Hill. Now, watch Joe Rogan Experience. They have two guests on there who started it. One's a Republican, one's a Democrat. I think they used to do a news channel, but they got so sick of all of the polarization and deliberate misinformation, telling them to deliberately twist something in a certain way, that they decided no, they were going to go and start their own channel, their own show, and then they were going to try and get all the facts and then discuss it in their individual takes. So they would give you the facts first, and then they'd hit you with this is my take on it as a Democrat, and this is my take on it as a Republican.
Yeah.
So they started this thing. I think it went for a few different names, but I think it's called The Hill now. So I thought, right, I'm going to follow them and I can give them a chance. But very quickly, I found that even, don't get me wrong, it's not necessarily those two individuals. There's articles being posted all the time on it. They've obviously got a whole group of people. But immediately there was one that pissed me off. And it was, Bill Maher or Bill Mayer, I don't know how you say his name, but the talk show host, Maher, I think it is. So Bill Maher tests positive for COVID despite being fully vaccinated. And I was like, it's so subtle because it's only really that one word, despite, that really gets you going on that. But because of the way that the anti-vaxxers have jumped on this idea that they sort of say, what is it they say? It hasn't even been proven to make you immune. It was like, yeah, no shit, because it's not supposed to make you immune. So I'm going to have to do it, even though I didn't really want to, but I'm going to have to sort of say this because I've got to say it every time now, basically. Vaccines present your body with a solution that contains a blueprint that represents a virus that you've designed it to combat. That triggers the body's immune response. as if it thinks you have the virus. It is not the virus. No COVID vaccine is a live virus. So your immune system will create antibodies that are designed to fight the actual virus if you get it. It's not immunity. It's an induced immune response. So fuck your despite bullshit. And when they say herd immunity,
you forgot the words chips.
I just said what vaccines are designed for. I didn't say what else they put in there.
Okay, fair enough.
So when they say herd immunity, they're not trying to make you all immune. What they mean is that because your immune system can fight the virus much faster, and you may not even have any symptoms, it means that you're much less likely to pass on the virus because of reduced amount of time of you having it, and the fact if you're not coughing, you're not spewing out that bit of virus. And like, there may be elderly people, particularly, who have a weakened immune system. So giving them something that will give their immune system a chance to try and get antibodies first, even if it doesn't work, and sometimes it won't, at least you're giving them a shot, literally. Just that one word, despite, makes me think of all of that every time I read it. It's like, just fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave that word out. It's probably should be Bill Maher is probably going to be all right, even though he's tested positive because he's had 2 vaccinations.
Yeah. And that one really got you going there. You all
did,
right?
yeah.
You need a moment to calm down?
Okay, I'm good.
Woosa.
We can carry on with the actual subject.
Okay. Actually, I want to move on to one of our other subjects. We got alternative facts.
Oh, yes.
So I have an alternative fact for everyone here. Nick is black. Straight up African American, full 100%.
Yeah.
That's an alternative fact for you.
Now, I almost can't agree with that because technically I could be considered black. If you really wanted to get really shitty about it, you could consider me black.
That sounds like something you would do, so go ahead.
Well, the skin pigmentation factor is just simply the amount of melatonin that's visible in your skin.
Well, we're not just talking about skin. I said African American.
Oh, okay.
Like you came from the motherland.
I definitely say that I'm African because everyone's from Africa originally. So I think we're all descended from some Ethiopians. So
stop poking holes in my alternative facts, Nick. God damn, dude.
You need to alternative it up more.
Nick's a broom.
Nick's a woman.
He's a broom. That's what you are.
I never sweep.
And then one of the more famous alternative facts was the during Mr. Donald Trump's inauguration, the numbers were extremely inflated. And when asked about it, it was said to be alternative facts.
Yeah. I liked the fact that, they were saying, what was it? It was he claimed it was the largest ever inauguration ceremony. The most people turned up ever. And then they just put the 2 pictures side by side. And it was like, well, they didn't.
Yeah.
No. It's fake news.
Spoken like a true politician.
Such thing as alternative facts.
Alternative facts, which is an acceptable answer.
There's alternative opinions and there's facts. Facts are facts. Opinions are opinions.
Apparently not.
But that comes into the religious science debate again, because you get these people who are sort of saying about believing in science, and it was like, no, you believe in something you can't see, measure, detect in any way, shape, or form, but you can believe in it. Whereas a fact is something that's based in reality.
Well, I want to believe in a God and see science. I want God on a rocket up in space. That's what I want.
the thing is, science doesn't disprove God. It disproves religion, but it doesn't disprove God. So again, it's just a belief. You have faith in some higher power, which is fine.
Mhm.
But it's when it becomes at odds with religion, which is man-made, that some people get really testy.
Extremely testy.
Yeah, to the point where they start blowing people up. But let's not go into Israel and Palestine because
No,
there's enough people got in trouble with that.
that'll be a different episode.
I think we'll let the dust settle.
Yeah. Don't worry, big guy. We'll get to you soon.
Yeah. That's a hell of a tricky one, though.
It is.
It's one of those things that so much bad shit has happened now. It's like you can't imagine there being an ending to it.
It's not. It's not.
They've both done too much evil to each other over the years. Whoever started it, if anyone's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's just too much.
Yeah. Now it's just fight to fight. That's all they know.
Yeah. It's basically going to be until one doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yep. Religion. All right. Clickbait articles.
Yes.
Which other ones have I? Well, it's fun. It's too easy almost, you know. Like like earlier today, John tried to wash his hands as he turned on the faucet. You wouldn't believe what happened. You know what happened? Nothing, because I didn't pay my fucking water bill and they turned the water off. So I had to rush over, pay the water bill, and then come back. Started 45 minutes late.
Yeah.
Luckily, Nick's a good sport.
That's clickbait by omission. That is really, isn't it? You've omitted some information to me.
Well, I could have left all that out and then typed it up and put it on the Yankee and the Brit page.
Done a nice 150-page article on it.
Yeah, you read 20 words and then you got to click next, and you get like 3 ads, and then you got to get all the ads out and then click next again.
Let's get that monetization in, baby.
You got to do what you got to do, man. Did something bite this? I don't want that. Yeah, we'll just cut this out then, and I'll go ahead and put it on the page. Maybe we'll get some interactions.
No, see, this is what you got to do. You've got to cut certain bits out, which is how a lot of these clickbait articles work, don't they? They cherry pick information, take parts out of context for make out there's some ideological standpoint or something, which is probably non-representative to what the person originally said or their actual views, and demonizing them in the process. I mean, like the amount of things Joe Rogan's had taken out of context for his podcasts.
Okay, so John goes to wash his hands, flips on the faucet handle. You wouldn't believe what happened next. Article, body. Nothing happens because there's no water. Because John refuses to pay because he got fired from his job for being a racist.
Now we're talking. Now this is an article, or now forget John. It's racist man.
Yeah,
goes to wash hands.
Yeah, racist man goes to wash hands. What happens next will shock you.
Yeah. Oh, although no, because you got to get in that sort of people are calling for racist man's water to be turned off. Goes to faucet. You'll never believe what happens.
Yeah. Which is terrible. Racists need water too, guys. Come on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You just see what we built off of. It's so easy.
Exactly. You don't even need a subject. You just have to keep bringing in these clickbaity bits, and you can build yourself a story out of anything. Yeah,
exactly. They're calling for his head,
Yeah. And all they did was take out of context some of your racial slurs.
I mean, if you can't take racist comments, then why are you here?
Don't be a race.
Exactly.
Just be raceless.
Raceless. Now that was racist.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And write a clickbait article about it.
We could have got clicks with that. We could have been rich. Would live like kings.
unlike these other people, we're not in it for the money because we
Um,
haven't made any yet.
I'm kind of in it for the.
Well, if we start making the money, I'll be in it for the money.
Yeah, I'll just be the first to say that I will sell out.
Yeah.
After like we want to buy Yankee and the Brit, but we need to get rid of Nick. I'm saying buy to Nick. You know, it'll be the Yankee show. I don't. You know.
Yeah.
He'll understand.
Yeah, I'll try and sue you like Mark Zuckerberg did. But
That's fine.
it's Facebook this bitch.
Yeah. That'll be interesting
But-
too. You know how much clickbait
but-
we can get from that shit?
Yeah, but then we're gonna have a boxing match.
VR boxing.
Well, no, I was thinking real, but not against real boxers.
Oh, like Jake Paul style.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah, he seems to have done well off of it.
I'm gonna fight a 6-year-old with cerebral palsy.
Steal his meds.
And just boast so hard when I win.
Yeah. One professional fight.
One pro fight. Yep. Flawless victory. It's like he wasn't even trying.
Knockout in the first round.
3 seconds in, one punch. I'm just that good, you know?
Yeah, that's just skill, that is. I take the highest caliber of opponents. I mean, that cerebral palsy kid was shit talking you in the comments.
He was. He said
we
something.
I haven't put an age restriction on any of our videos so far.
Yeah, you guys just don't see it because we deleted it right away because it was just so heinous what he was saying.
I know the verbal abuse that he put on YouTube, I think, has flagged him.
Yeah, I need therapy for what he said to me. Yeah, we're getting canceled.
Well, you know,
Is there a bird in your room?
it's right outside.
That motherfucker's loud.
Yeah. That's the audience.
That's fake news. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's not a bird. That's a pterodactyl. But it's alternative facts.
It's
For
another-
wings, you know, they're not sure if pterodactyls would have actually been able to fly because they'd have been too heavy.
Yeah, they were ginormous, right?
Yeah. But I don't like bats can because they're obviously very, very small. And
How would they survive then? I think they're just these huge, awkward, like hopping. Because
you
like we
think
have quail
there's a few
here.
birds. There's a few birds that can't fly though.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we have quail here
Yeah.
that they don't fly,
Yeah.
but they're so fast. I think
Yeah.
quail they do fly kind of. I gotta fact check that, and that might be
But, like,
an alternative fact that I
Chickens
just
can
spewed at you.
barely fly. I think the record is about 12 seconds or something.
Yeah,
The longest they
but they're quick. I feel like a pterodactyl would just be this slow, bumbling.
probably, but then I think probably everything was very, very slow back then. They reckon Tyrannosaurus Rex, like at full speed, would have been like 3 miles per hour.
I could outrun a T-Rex.
They reckon they were like super, super slow. They always thought they were quick because they'd done like testing feet patterns where they found footprints.
Yeah,
But no, I think they've recently changed the way they think about it now, and they reckon they're actually super slow, which makes far more sense.
huh. That makes me feel a lot better if I ever go visit Jurassic Park.
Yeah, you could pretty much just walk away.
Imagine. Oh no! Don't get
That
me.
would have been a great,
Just
great film.
walking.
I mean, that's a version of movie clickbait.
It is right there. Yeah, we're good at this. Hey, did anyone want to hire us?
we could write some hellish good article titles. Someone else will have to do the article, but then no one reads it anyway, so
Yeah. No,
it doesn't really matter.
I guess I'll do the article.
You could probably just like click the every other word button on your phone
Yeah.
and just get a couple of thousand words out of that, and then as long as you hit that title.
Make millions.
Yeah, too right. The words journalistic integrity, screw them.
That doesn't. Yeah, that's not a thing anymore.
No.
So I want to know where we get started on this. Who do we need to get in touch with? How much does it pay? How many clicks do you need? I don't know. I'll get them. I'll do it.
What I want to know is, do they get paid by the comments as well?
It might be a factor. Excuse me. It might be a factor. Just
Quite
because.
possibly from Facebook.
Yeah, because the more comments, obviously, the more people interacting.
Yeah. because I comment on them. I
Yes.
don't read them, but I comment on them, just like
I'll,
everyone else.
yeah, I'll always click the comments to see if that one hero's in there.
Yeah, I quite often click them just to see the really like the most ludicrously outspoken person, so I can have an argument with them and tear them apart.
That's always fun. That's actually how
That
this
is always
podcast
fun,
got
yeah.
started.
Yeah. I think at some point it is going to change, though.
You think so? Because I feel like it's just getting worse, way
The
worse.
thing is, I mean, I don't. I think that they have started to set a precedent. I know they haven't hit it yet, but with the Donald Trump thing, I mean, he told people to go to the Capitol, and he told them they need to fight like hell. Now,
Allegedly.
no, he did say that. That is fact. Fake news. Alternative fact.
Alternative fact, yeah.
Yeah. No, he did say that. In fairness, I believe he did also say peacefully and patriotically. So he didn't tell them to do anything violent. He just said peace. So I think that was the reason that he didn't actually
get impeached.
Impeached, yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that they actually investigated it, something that one person said, even though for inciting violence, I mean, I think it actually does say something quite good in terms of the people noticing that something as simple as a fake speech or potentially a fake article can actually do some greater damage. It's not just like it's annoying. There is something deeper in here, and there's constant polarization. I don't think it's coincidence that this current polarization is coming in unison with the internet and all this clickbait information you're getting and this fake news. Because as I said, you deliberately triggering things means that you're going to trigger someone either further in whichever direction they are. You're going to cause them to have arguments in the comments, and then their position moves further and further away. And with the faceless anonymity, to an extent, you can have in a comment section. You know, you say things to people in a comment section you wouldn't say to people in that straight to their face.
Yeah, everyone's a tough guy on the internet. Yeah.
Absolutely, because you know you're gonna get punched in the face.
Yeah.
So it's those little keyboard you fucking motherfucking, you suck farts out of your dad's ass. You just don't go shouting that. It's road rage in front of a screen.
It is, but if we're speaking of road rage, I have that. It's pretty bad, man.
I've never been too bad with road rage myself.
It's just like the sheer stupidity of people. Like, oh, how are you allowed to drive? Like, how are you allowed to drive? How have you not, ran yourself off the side of the road yet? And
see, I say shit like that, but there's never any anger behind it.
Dude, I'm so angry. I have issues, man. I'm pretty sure I've said that's how I'm going to go. Like, not from a car accident, not from a road rage incident, just me getting so enraged.
Burst a blood vessel.
Yeah, so enraged over something that happens that like a vessel in my brain just pops and that's, lights out for John.
I did have a situation. There's one of the towns near me I was driving through, and there's this place where it goes to a point where there is enough room for two cars, but you don't ever do two cars because it's just so tight, and you're probably going to curb it or something like that. But it's this stretch of road, and then it goes onto a main road which curves round, but you're coming onto that main road. And I was coming up this like tight one-way bit. This guy was coming along the main road, didn't indicate to say that he was coming down my road, and just started coming down my road. And then I could see him shouting at me in his car. And it was like, if he had have indicated like he was supposed to, then I wouldn't have started coming up this tighter bit of road.
Yeah.
I'd already got like 20 or 30 meters up this road, and then he just pulled in without indicating. And for some reason, that sent me wild. I was grabbing for the door handle, and I just all of a sudden caught myself thinking, why the fuck are you getting angry about this? But I was ready to fucking throw down. I was furious, and it just like that instantly. It was like, what the fuck are you shouting at me for? You fuck! And I was like, whoa. Geez, where did that come from? Because I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not an angry person, but I keep it in. It's never outwardly shows, but it just boiled out. Then all of a sudden, I was just ready to go.
Usually I keep it in, but for some reason when I'm in the car, it's just a different story.
I mean, it's a heightened level of anxiety in a way because I mean the amount of danger in it, and you could die.
Yeah.
A week ago, I came up behind a flipped car. First person on the scene. It
Oh,
overtook me coming out of a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, driving like an absolute knobhead, and a motorbike did as well. And they were sort of like veering in the road together. They obviously
yeah.
knew each other, and he was sort of like, I think he knocked on his window and stuff. And I thought, you guys are fools. And you get those moments when you think, I'm going to come across you in a hedge in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Half a mile down the road, the hedge was all over the road on the one side. The car he'd obviously, I think he'd hit the left-hand verge, hit the right-hand verge, flipped the car, skidded and span down the road. Golf clubs all over the place, glass all over the road. He was out the car and he was fine, luckily, and hopefully it's a good wake-up call to him to grow up a bit. Of course, I think I heard him making excuses went on to one of the other people, saying something about the brakes locking up or something.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. He was driving a four-wheel drive Audi TT, yeah, which are, unless it's wet, which it wasn't, I don't think, then they're known for being incredibly good handling cars. Four-wheel drive, sports car, a little sports car.
So he must have been going crazy.
Well, the speed that he took off going the road, he must have been doing a good few miles an hour over the speed limit, let's say. Granted, I didn't see him flip the car, so he could have been going slow and sensible. I don't know. But if you were going a normal speed, the car wouldn't have flipped. So,
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know. Could have been completely not his fault. But hopefully, at least in his own mind, because no one else was involved, it's fine. But hopefully, in his own mind, he knows that was stupid. I won't do that again. Because I've done it. Everyone's done it.
Yeah. I've raced a friend in the first car I ever had when I was 16. Going down a road, it had just finished raining.
Yeah.
And I started fishtailing. I was doing like 60, 65, and back in my car started fishtailing.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I remembered something someone had just mentioned to me. Like, if you're ever hauling ass on the freeway and you get a flat, don't touch your brakes.
No.
Just let off the gas, let yourself, and it was the same thing. If you're ever fishtailing, don't overcorrect, don't hit your brakes, you'll make it worse.
Yeah.
And it was just someone that just said it, and that was the only thing they said to me. And for some reason, as soon as that happened, that popped up, and I let off the gas, and I was able to correct myself. And my buddy, when we hit the red light, my buddy came up to me, and he was like, "I was so scared, man!" Again, I was like, "Yeah, but I still won, right?" But yeah, that, and so I go back and forth from town to town because I'm from Tucson. I live in Casa Grande now, but constantly going back and forth. It's like an hour drive. Semis. I passed so many semis going there and back, and I don't know how many times I've almost got run off the road by a semi switching lanes or just swerving. Like, these guys drive hours and hours and hours a day.
Yeah.
And
what I couldn't get over there was the amount of wind, because I come from a place which is mainly hills and valleys and stuff.
Yeah.
So the wind tends to be broken up. But when I was going like across Texas and Arizona and stuff, if I was going along at like 70 or something, I could feel the whole car moving.
Yeah.
The amount of wind that pushed you around, and I thought I was sort of used to it because, well, I come from a place with pretty bad weather, but no, it was nothing like what. And I could see semi trucks. The whole thing was just moving, like the truck, but the trailer was just going left and right, all over the place, and it was like I was scared to overtake sometimes.
Yeah, you should see when we get our dust storms.
Yeah,
you get these dust storms, and it's so thick that you can't see 10 feet in front of you. You just pull off the side of the road and sit until it lightens up a little bit. There was one time when I was coming back into town from Tucson, and I was driving through one of these storms. So, it's like 75 miles an hour. I was doing like 20, just kind of inching along. And then I see this, it's a semi that was jackknifed, just covering all three lanes, completely, turned around. And no, it was on its side. It was on its side. And the driver was standing outside, and like, he was waving people. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Go ahead. I called the cops. Go ahead. And it was like it was from the wind. You know, the wind
Yeah.
blew his ass over.
Yeah. My wind's never that bad.
Yeah, it gets.
I've never fallen over from wind. You know, not to brag.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
No, just not to brag, but yeah, I'm pretty good like that.
The rain's got me a couple of times, you know, when it's like a little hole in the ground, but you can't see how deep it is because the rainwater
Yeah.
is level. Then you step in it and it's like a foot deep and you go down. That's happened to me
There's an
more than once.
amazing episode of a British show called The Vicar of Dibley, and it's one of the funniest things ever. It might not be funny to just go and watch that episode, and it's very British humour. But anyone who sort of saw it when it first came out on TV, it was one of the funniest things ever. They're like jumping in puddles. She's a short, big lady, and like jumping in puddles, and she's with this new guy, and she just jumps in this one and falls straight down. Like her boobs start floating. She's like, "Whoa, what the shit happened there?" It was so funny. But then later in that episode, he's spending time with another girl, and like she's sort of following and sort of trying to hide, and they're walking up this lane, and she's sort of sneaking up behind them, and they stop and turn around and start coming back. And she's like, "Oh shit!" Doesn't know where to hide, and then sees the puddle. She jumps in, just goes, "Oh," jumps in, hides in the puddle until they walk on top of her. It's fucking great writing, fair play.
Yeah, resourceful right there.
Yeah, that's smart.
She could be a ninja.
Well, I'm not quite sure she's that. Dawn French, all credit to Dawn French.
Quick on her feet, we'll say.
Hmm.
This is really pissing me off.
Got the COVID? Or?
That's my allergies. So usually for about like a month or a month and a half, I'll get one symptom that just drives me fucking nuts. Last year I was getting drainage from like my nose down my throat.
Oh yeah.
For like a month and a half, and I wanted to kill myself. Well, this year it's kind of like a random bag, you know. This year it's the phlegm in my throat.
Yeah.
Fucking hate it.
So I don't tend to get ill particularly, but yeah, when I get a cold, it's usually just one thing that lasts for like 2 weeks or something.
It's just allergies. That's all it is.
But I'm getting injected on Wednesday. So I'm getting the vaccine.
So you got
I'm going to be immune.
So immune. So
I'm
you're
gonna be
doing
immune.
which one are you getting?
Pfizer, I think, which is
Pfizer.
the one with the least known side effects, I think, as well.
Yeah, I got the Johnson & Johnson because I live dangerously.
Yeah.
America.
No more tears.
No more tears. Yeah, it's definitely not no more tears. That shit hurt.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, I was like, no, they used to say no more tears in the adverts as well. It can't have been no more tears.
Yeah, I remember it was an art. It might have been clickbaity too. I remember reading an article saying there was like a video on it and then an article, and I even went through the article and they're like, yeah, it's no more tears because it lubricates your hair and it doesn't fucking rip it out and all that.
Hey, that makes sense. Not true. But I have a correction to make. Adolf Hitler was never actually got the Nobel Peace Prize, and had it taken off him. Apparently, what actually happened was he had a phony nomination. It was a joke nomination. One of the Nobel Prize people, apparently they do it all the time. They put just random people in to nominate them. And it was an anti-fascist thing. They did it as a joke, like a Swedish or Norwegian guy did it as a joke. So I was completely wrong about that one. I have to take that one back.
It was a fake news nomination.
That was fake news. I'm sure I've heard that said loads of times. I'm sure I've heard it on TV before. Other people have said it, told it to me before. People that generally I respect what they say, but not anymore. And now no one respects what I say.
Not anymore.
Nope.
And you've lost all credibility.
Yep. All gone. Yeah. Everything I say from here on out
is alternative
fact
facts.
Check and call me on it. Call me on all of it.
Is your man enough to admit it?
Yep. And the other one we have to do is that we didn't know enough about Ellen last time we spoke.
Yeah, I still didn't research enough on that either.
No. We
But I
just
heard
made
she's
an
not.
opinion on the information that we knew.
Yeah, she's not doing the talk show anymore. If I
2022 was
yeah,
cancelling. So yeah, because apparently the allegations were pretty serious. Actually, there was racist allegations. Was there abuse? Yeah, various kinds of abuse and stuff like that. I guess. I suppose that
what
counts as abuse, racism.
what if it was like like anti-gay comments?
There was sexual misconduct allegations, I think, as well.
Oh,
So,
just getting handsy with people.
well, yeah, but only other females, obviously.
What if it wasn't? What
Yeah,
if
her
she made
wife
the
might be upset.
what if she made allegations herself because she got caught fondling a dude? And she's like, this would ruin everything.
It would ruin her marriage, probably. Well, guy or girl, if she's fondling someone, then she's probably being unfaithful. This actually, my mother told me recently about an article that was clickbaity as hell. It was I'm stuck in a heterosexual. I'm bisexual and I'm stuck in a heterosexual relationship. And it was like, firstly, no, you're not stuck. You can always leave the relationship.
Yeah.
And what the hell's bisexual got anything to do with the fact that you've chosen a partner who's of a different sex?
Yeah.
Bisexual just means that you're attracted to people of both sexes. I'm going to say sexes rather than genders. People of both sexes. But if you choose to settle down with someone, you don't automatically have the right to go off and sleep with people of the other sex just because you're bisexual. That's still being unfaithful, whether they're of the same sex or the other sex.
Unless they're swingers.
Well, yeah, but then that's not. Is that polyamorous? No.
No. I think polyamorous is,
Yeah, that's when you can sleep with other people.
but
Although maybe that's not swingers in terms of.
I think it's more like 4 people committed to each other, like more than 2 committed to each other, not open.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Because that's. Yeah, I think maybe polyamorous is a generic term, and technically swinging and being in relationships with multiple people probably all fall under the umbrella of polyamorous, because poly means many and amorous is amorous activities. So I guess it just means many sexual partners. But whether that's acceptable or not is down to the individual's decisions.
Yeah.
Not allow, that's the wrong word. What they
Oh, are they allowed to, Nick?
No, everybody's allowed to do whatever the hell they want to do as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else physically
Yeah.
or emotionally.
What's the timestamp on this? I'm gonna need some.
Yeah, going back to this cherry picking information from people and giving a twist of an ideological standpoint that they don't actually have, because that creates sort of like a yin and yang. It creates you almost putting a point in someone's mouth, which means you get a point and counterpoint to something that they might not actually think. That point might not even stand anywhere. You might have created that point purely just by taking a snippet of what someone said, which is non-representative of what they actually think or feel. And then, and you can do that with things like by using like that, people are calling for blah, blah, blah to blah, 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 because they said blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, but if you actually watch it, they didn't say that. So no one's calling for anything. You've deliberately taken something out of context, and that person might not even think that what you're saying.
Yeah, but then the issue is they don't ever actually watch it or read it.
No. But just like the two like two people. If you say like people are calling for, people is plural, so that could just be 2 people.
Yeah.
In theory. So there's people calling for them cancelled, where it's me and my mate Dave. We've decided we're going to call for him to cancel so I can write this article. It's just, but it still polarizes people.
Yeah, you got to do it
You've got to go one side or the other. You've
like
got to be on.
one of those mediums or like a fortune teller. You got to keep it vague. You got to keep it
You
vague. Keep it
can't sit on the
open.
fence either. You've got to have an opinion on this.
Hmm.
Yeah, you've got to be heard. Thoughts and prayers. I I don't want to go into the very, very dangerous subject of Israel and Palestine, but I thought it was a bit odd because is it Gigi Hadid? She's she's a girl who slept with one of our bands over here,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
a
I'm not
model
even.
girl. But
Yeah, I'm
anyway,
not even gonna try
I
to
think
pronounce
her
her name.
father is. I think her father was from Palestine. I don't want to get that wrong. It could have been Israel, but I'm pretty sure it was Palestine. But
Fact
either
checking
way,
people.
she was on a New York. She went to a New York rally supporting, I believe, Palestine, and people are like applauding her for going and doing that. And it was like that's almost just like the physical version of thoughts and prayers, though, isn't it? Because she's not actually. No, none of those people who are doing in this rally are actually doing anything. I know there's probably very little anyone can do, but no one in Palestine or Israel is seeing this, are they? Surely
No.
not at a
It
time of war when there's missiles flying over back and forth. Probably not. It's probably not helping anything. I know you're just trying to do something. You just want to be able to do something, and if they could, I'm sure they would. But I find it a bit odd that people are so commending so much for not really doing anything.
it's thoughts and prayers just upping the ante a bit.
It is. It's just a slightly more physical. Well, it's a physical version of thoughts and prayers. Which,
Yeah, yeah, you're actually there.
again, you're trying to find something to do. You want to be able to help, and you don't know what to do. And realistically, there isn't anything you can do. So that's what you try and do to show support. But I don't know. It just seems a bit. But then again, like if she hadn't gone, then the media might have even found her and called her out and said, "Why aren't you showing support when your father's from Palestine?" And it was like, and that's the shit thing. You can't sit on the fence. They force you to have to be involved just because of your ethnicity or something.
Yeah.
This Black Lives Matter movement showed that you're black and you haven't come out in support of Black Lives Matter. You must be against it. It's like they're not Sith Lords. We don't deal in absolutes. But that's how they're all treated.
You just compared them to Sith Lords. I love it.
Sith Lords only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Mhm.
Okay. Which is quite funny because that's an absolute statement and it was made by a Jedi. But yeah, there's another one of the small inaccuracies in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. We already did that episode.
We did. Although, have you ever seen the scene in A New Hope where the clone Luke? Actually, no, they've already left, haven't they? So you've got R2D2 and C3PO are in that room when they're on the Death Star, and the stormtroopers storm in, and the stormtrooper bangs his head.
Oh
Have you
yeah.
ever seen that?
That's a whole thing while the door's opening.
Yeah, and they left it in the film.
Yeah.
I just love that that's in there, and you actually hear it as well.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd never seen it, and then I saw it on one of those outtake things, and the fact that they left it in the film just, oh, I love it. I love
The
that it's still in
only
there.
thing to make it better is if you would have like the boom would have picked up the actor and they're hitting their
Yeah,
head.
like
Fuck!
oh,
Just fuck.
yeah, just some sort of noise, but yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that got me. Yeah, good old Star Wars. Which brings us on to the next subject, our next episode.
Ah.
In our next episode, we're going to talk about exactly what I just spoke about for a whole hour. Just that one scene, that whole one scene. Okay.
We're gonna
No.
dissect it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all the actors that we recognized. 2 droids and a load of stormtroopers. Yeah. Anyway, no, we're going to talk about movies just because we're going to make it lighthearted and fun. I don't know what exactly we're going to talk about movies about. Favorites, least favorites. Probably a lot of least favorites.
Yeah, I got some movies that I hate. Not that one.
Yeah. Lots of moments in movies that really frustrate the hell out of me and ruin the entire film for me.
Yeah, there's a few of those.
Yeah. And upcoming films which should not be upcoming, such as Fast and Furious 967.
You want to talk
This
about
time they go
road
to
rage?
space.
You want to talk about road rage? I'm not gonna say anything right now.
Go to see that, which I think I did go and see number 8 in the cinema. That gave me road rage.
Yeah, I'm already angry. Like I'm so hot right now.
The thing is, like, if they were only thinking about money, they could have done Fast and Furious ones. They could have done random spin-off ones like Tokyo Drift. We can talk about this next. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, you got Tokyo Drift is in the same universe, but it's not as outrageous, is it? It's
It's not.
it's normal. It's sort of normal and in keeping with the tone. They could have done one in Tokyo. They could have done one in London with different characters. Wherever the hell they wanted to do it. But instead, they had to just keep making the same story and getting more and more ludicrous. Brought in ludicrous.
Literally.
No, technically, was he in? He was in the. Was he in the first one?
He was in the second.
He was in the second one for
Yeah.
sure.
And then didn't he make an appearance in the third Tokyo Drift? No, I think that was kind
No.
of a standalone.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, which is what I'm saying. They could have done those
Yeah.
many standalones, but anyway, that can be a subject for another day.
They drove down a fucking skyscraper in Dubai. Like
Skyscraper to skyscraper.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
They pulled down a fucking plane. The plane was too heavy to take off with one extra car in it all of a sudden. It's just like, what the fuck? They managed to hold it down.
Triggered.
Oh.
I'm triggered. So triggered right now.
Get clickbait articles. That triggers. There's my trigger. And Han is coming back in number 9. He's in the trailer.
No.
Yes. They kill him off in Tokyo Drift. They mourn for him in the other ones. And now they're bringing him back.
So now necromancy is part of the Fast and the Furious formula.
Might as well be. They're going to space, I think, or at least on the edge of space. Can
they just fly into the sun, please? All of them?
I love that meme of like Fast and Furious 13. It's got Vin Diesel, a supercharged muscle car, flying above Earth in the atmosphere, and he's like punching a spaceship or something.
I haven't seen
that.
And
now, in this one, they're flying effectively a spaceship, one of those ones that goes above, just outside the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Or just at the edge of the atmosphere, so it reduces drag. They're doing one of those. It's like, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. Next time it will be on the International Space Station.
Go to the sun.
Last one was on like the Air Force One at one point or something like that. With Theron, she had like a fucking super duper space helicopter airplane. Anyway, already triggered.
And the fact that I know so much about these movies pisses me off even more.
The fact that I've seen them so many times. I went to the cinema. I paid to see them, even though I knew I was going to hate them.
I don't think I've seen any of them. I might have seen the first one at the theaters.
I'd say I didn't see the first 4. I didn't see the first 4 at the cinema, but I've seen the rest since. Which means I suppose I've only been to see 4 of them. But I might have been to see because I don't think I'd seen number 4. I think I saw number 5 before I even saw number 4. Which meant I didn't know that Letty had died or not died.
Yeah.
Number 4 is where they're drug smuggling, isn't it? They go through the little mountain road underneath the mountain.
I lost count, man. After 3, I don't know which is which. They're just flying from building to building, and
Yeah,
I saw a
that
dinosaur
was.
in one of them. I thought,
I think it was 7, wasn't it? Building to building.
I think it was 7
Mm,
because it was just like Fast 7 or some bullshit like that.
yeah, they ran out of ways to mix up the words Fast and Furious by then,
Yeah, yeah.
so they just cut their losses.
It just get a thesaurus. So
Let's just call it Fast 7.
just Fast 7.
I don't think we've called any of the other ones Fast 7. Any of the other 193 that we've already done.
And they just keep pouring money into them.
And there'll be more. And then you got Dwayne Johnson saying people come to see the Fast and Furious films to watch me. No, they don't. No one's going to watch you. Because, of course, there's the spin-off one with him and Jason Statham, isn't there?
Yeah, Hobbs
Never
and
watched.
Shaw.
Yeah, I never
Yeah,
watched that.
no, they watch the movie so they can see Vin Diesel flying in the air in his car, punching a rocket.
Vin Diesel in a muscle car. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
That's all people want to see. Although Vin Diesel looks old now.
Yeah.
I saw him doing a promo bit for it. He looks a lot older.
Well, he did 72 of those movies already.
Yeah, I mean, I think he started in 1833, was it?
1833.
That was before they'd invented the wheel, I think. So it wasn't a very good one. Then the horse-drawn carriages skidding through space.
Yeah.
Skidding around Mars.
Oh. Fucking Vin Diesel. Old bastard.
Drifting. It's probably easier to drift in space.
Yeah, you would think so.
I mean, yeah, it's less gravity, so
No drag.
yeah. Horsepower. With it.
Yeah. Go on, get.
Oh no. Whoop. He's a man of ethnicity. I think those films probably would have been very, very different.
Mm.
Is he a man of ethnicity, or am I just making that up?
I think you're just making that up. That's another one of your alternative facts.
He's darkish skinned, isn't he?
No.
Is he not?
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
You know what's an interesting one? I never knew Meghan Markle was black.
Neither did I.
Until she started making those racial allegations, I didn't think she was black.
Honestly, I didn't know who she was until a few months ago.
No, but no one did. But she was in some show, wasn't she, that people quite liked, but I didn't know what it was. Something about lawyers. But I never watched it. But anyway, obviously I until she was starting to have the kid and then she was making racial allegations. So she'd already had the marriage and stuff. And I was like, I had no idea she was black.
No.
I looked at her and thought, obviously she's darker skinned, but I didn't think black.
That's what you get for judging a book by its cover, Nick.
That's my ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe she isn't.
Dun dun dun.
What a boring conspiracy.
That's why I didn't make the episode.
Yeah, no. And probably shouldn't have made this one either.
No. We'll just cut it.
Yeah, cut that.
Todd, hear that?
Cut it out, Todd. Just like you should be.
We just can't seem to fucking get rid of him.
Well, he's just so good at writing those article titles for us.
That's fucking all he's good for.
So everyone has to be good for something. He pushes the limit by being good at only one thing, but yeah. Right, okay, everyone. Thanks for watching that episode of Clickbait. Don't forget to like and comment, and you'll never believe what happens next. Make sure you subscribe so that you can see what happens next. Okay, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked.
It's a good one.
You'll never guess. You'll never guess what happens next.
No, but you will if you hit that subscribe button.
But you'll get to see it. You'll get to see it if you subscribe. So make sure you do that. You can also follow us on the socials where you'll have further fake information, fake news, clickbait, whatever.